Hey guys, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do two videos for this theoretical lab. You should already have completed the first side of the page before you watch this video. So I really want you guys to do your own work before you watch the video to check on your answers. So if you haven't, go back and finish the first side. If you finish the first side, it's fine. Go ahead and let's start watching this video. I'm going to go fast because my computer's a little low on battery right now. So if you need to rewind and rewatch something, go ahead and do that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. The number one here, that tells us, sorry, I just downloaded this thing, so it's giving me tips still. So number one asks us to go ahead and draw a motion diagram with both lines on it. So I'm going to do that. All right, I'm going to start off with my axis. It's got to have a 0 and an arrow on the end. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch the color here. So I'm going to go to red, and I'm going to draw B first. Now B I know is a little bit slower, and I know it's slower because its angle is not as steep. So if I think about what slow means, that means that as time goes by, it's not going as far for each time interval. So I'm going to space mine about like that for the dots, and I'm going to go ahead and remember we draw arrows to connect the dots. Okay, now let's go back and let's look at A. So A I know is a little faster, and the reason I know it's faster is that it's got a steeper slope. So we know that for every time interval, when something's going faster, it's going to go a little bit farther per time interval. So I drew my dots a little farther apart, and now I see that for each point in time, A goes a little bit farther than B does, and that's how we know that it's faster. So that's my motion diagram. So now let's go ahead and, whoops, I don't want to go that big. Let's scroll down to number 2 here. So it says, examine the position versus time graph for both cyclists. Do the cyclists start at the same point? Okay, so let's look at this. Now, if I look at the point where they start, I can find that with the y-intercept. So at the very beginning, at time 0, where are my cyclists at? And I see that B actually starts a little bit farther ahead than A. So the answer is no. B starts ahead. There we go. Sorry about the handwriting, guys. Okay, so now it says at t equals 14, which cyclist is ahead? Let's clean this up a little bit. I'll erase some of my marks here. Okay, so if we look back up here, t equals 14, well, it looks like I'm counting by 6, 8, 10. I'm counting by 2s. So 14 is going to be right here. So let's look up at 14, and I want to compare right here. So which cyclist is ahead? Well, if we trace over to the side, I see that A is actually a little bit ahead of B. So the line then that is higher on the graph at any given time is the one that's ahead. So A is ahead. We'll say that the line is higher. How about that? Nice. Again, sorry, bad handwriting. Are their speeds equal at any time? How do you know? Well, let's go look. And so this is a tricky question. They're trying to trick you here, guys. They want you to say, yeah, sure, their speeds are equal right there. That's not true, okay? Remember that we tell their speed based on the slope of the line, and there is no point here where the slope is the same. A is always going the same speed, and it's always faster than B. So the answer here is no, and we say slope is never the same. Okay, so hopefully that one didn't trick you, but if it did, it's okay. Which cyclist is traveling faster at t equals 8? Okay, so again, they're trying to carry on their little tricky question here. So if you got C wrong, you might have also gotten D wrong. Well, we know that if we look at it, A always has a faster slope, okay? It's always steeper than B. It's always got a faster slope. So that means at 8 seconds, A is going faster. 0 seconds, A is going faster. 35 seconds, A is going faster, okay? So A is always faster. Okay, so what is happening then? Okay, so right here, right here, what's happening at that point? If they're not the same speed, what are they? Okay, well, we know the time is the same, that's 12 seconds, but here's what it means, guys. At this point, both A and B have the same position. So they're at the same position. They're right next to each other, is what it is, okay? They are next to each other. Okay, so that's the end of the video. If you need to go back, guys, and rewatch any of that, please do. If you're good, go ahead and go on to the back side. All right, that's it.